Artur Beterbiev is set to make his return to the ring this week in Madison Square Garden against Joe Smith Jr. And this is a fight I've been waiting for quite a while now because Artur Beterbiev is one hell of a monster. I mean, he's the only world champion in history to have a 100% knockout finish rate. This is not to say that Joe Smith Jr. will be a walk in the park, because knowing Joe, he's definitely going to give Artur a war, and I do believe Joe will be his toughest matchup as compared to all his recent opponents. But will Joe have what it takes to take down the Chechen monster? Let's find that out in today's breakdown. Now, after studying Artur for quite a bit, I've come to the realization that this guy is more than just some crude, aggressive boxer that will just outpower guys and brawl them out. Vosdik himself said it best.
Beterbiev, he's strong, he's coming forward, but this, for my opinion, no, I think he's underestimated like a boxer and overestimated like a puncher. So.
This is the reason why Artur knocks out so many people. Well, not even so many. In fact, everyone he's fought, he's knocked out. Not mainly because he possesses incredible power, but also because of his boxing IQ, which I think is a very underrated aspect of his game that not enough people talk about. He'll meticulously make his way to the inside or mid-range and slowly break down his opponents from there. He's not someone who's technically always looking for the one-punch knockout. Instead, he'd rather break down those guys slowly, and once the openings start showing up, that's when he really capitalizes. His hands are so heavy that he doesn't even need to wind up a power punch. It's like everything he throws is a power punch. One small opening he gets, and he could seriously hurt the guy in front of him. Combining this high IQ and proper punch placement with brutal power is a recipe for disaster, and it has shown in Artur's record since he's been knocking out everyone left and right. But what I do notice with all of Artur's opponents is that they're all afraid of him. They're always constantly moving back, not willing to really throw all they have at him. And this is where I think Joe Smith differs from all the rest. The only person I've really seen to go at Artur with all their might is Callum Johnson. And while he may have lost, he did show that you can knock out Artur. Since Artur has pretty much been the one who's always been going forward in all his fights, it seems to be a surprise to him when someone doesn't start backing up and also goes forward at him. And this is perhaps the person you'll need to beat someone like Artur, someone who'll show zero respect for his power and will constantly go at him. And this is what Joe Smith is best at. Joe is gonna have to make it a tough and dirty fight and put Artur in a position he's not really used to. Be the one moving forward, be the one backing Artur up. Artur doesn't like fighting on the back foot as much as he does fighting on the front foot. Artur isn't also the most defensively sound, but the reason why you also don't see guys get a good crack on him is because everyone is worried about his power, but they don't believe in their own power themselves. If Joe Smith was able to catch Bivol a bunch of times, then he can definitely catch Artur too. Artur is in no way going to move half as much as Bivol and will present to Joe an even bigger target. However, also a more dangerous one to land a blow. Now the other issue is that Artur possesses a high boxing IQ, so if I were Joe, I wouldn't try to make it a boxing battle. I would try to just make it as dirty as possible, because making things tough and dirty destroy your IQ ability. He has to go at it the same way James Buster Douglas went at Mike Tyson. Just really show no fear and throw a lot of heavy jabs and heavy straights. Oftentimes Artur feels like the apex predator in there, but for once you're gonna need to make him feel like the prey. When he realizes that you won't back up, that will probably mess with his usual game plan, and then you can start finding bigger openings just like how Callum Johnson did when they fought. In the end, I still have Artur winning, but I wouldn't count out Joe Smith so quickly.